Standing out in the rain after dark, this is Tell It Someone. First question is from Robert Bow. I have an extremely lucrative business model with only one flaw that I think you can help me with. Government subsidisation of women's healthcare would cover the loss of income due to the time off required to handle the pregnancies of prostitutes I manage, and child support claims of the unsuspecting fathers can provide long-term residuals for my enterprise. The only problem is that I can't find a unilateral way to profit from the infants for the 5 years required for them to gain the manual dexterity necessary to qualify trafficking them into the child labour industry. How do I profit from owning a ton of babies until their labour value matures? Also, do you think that we should be doing more about climate change? It's like people don't think money is more valuable than human life. Okay, so, well, what we can do is we can link those two problems together, if you will. Let's see, what do children like doing that might be useful and we can combat climate change? They like planting trees. Lots of children like planting trees. So, you send them off to Canada, for example, and you get them to plant trees in Canada. And you keep on getting them to plant trees forever. By the time that they've been logged, nobody will... they will already be grown up enough to actually cut them down. It's a circle of life, and little children like a circle of life, as like the Lion King, Hakuna Matata, and all that sort of thing. Next question is from Izette. What was the name of the hauntingly beautiful tune you played with your nose ukulele? Well, it was, I don't know, Ring of the Nose Hairs, except it's a little bit less epic than Ring of the Nibelung, but I like it nonetheless. It's there and it's in my nose. Let's see, what's the next question for me to answer? Naked Wombat asks, how does a clock work when it's a striking clock? Well, a striking clock is, it's quite handsome, actually. It's quite striking. That's why they are striking, of course. Unless the bells are what does it. I don't know. I'm not a clock guy. I'm not a clock making and fixing guy, so I actually don't know this, and I don't know why you are asking me. I don't know why you ask me anything. Oh, you're not. There's not many actual questions this week. Joe Freddy asked the last actual question for the day, which is, why was it so easy for the Continental Army to take the airports? Okay, well, you've got to consider the strategic importance of airports in the late 18th century. 1775, you've got no planes at all, I think. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a plane historian kind of guy. I'm just a person who makes YouTube videos and not very successfully. Look, they managed. Look, they couldn't defend everything. They were very, very busy trying to. We're looking into Trump's mind, and Trump was a little bit distracted because his buddy Jeffrey Epstein is being arrested, and because he was being arrested, he had to. He was a little bit distracted, a little bit distracted. So he had to make up a lot of excuses involving things like airports in the wrong century and stuff. It's quite natural to completely make up historical facts when you are in serious trouble with the police, especially if you are President of the United States and you're supposed to be above that sort of thing. I think. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along, as usual. But at least I'm making more videos these days. like 3 videos this week. That's more than any week this year. Kind of pathetic. That's it for someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the place that the questions normally get asked, or this dovetail question is right here where this black is right now. There's a lot of black here, except for the dovetail question, which is traditionally yellow, and is probably yellow right now, unless I have been a funny business and changed it just to torment myself. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign off.